CTR is changing and evolving in every single Grand Prix, and I have some thoughts about it.
Wow!
What's up guys, Canadian Guy here, and back with a bit of a think piece of a video. Something a little bit different than what I do. I want you to go back to the Game Awards of 2018, where we see Jeff cracking open the Crash box and pulling out that beautiful golden trophy to confirm the rumors and theories of the comeback of CTR. We jump to the launch trailer to see the orange nutbag back in the cart and burning rubber once more. Now, like I said, think to when you saw this. Now, look at CTR today and honestly ask yourself, truly and honestly, all the content that you see in the game today, did you really think that there would be this much? All the tracks from Crash Nitro Kart reworked, the Grand Prix, which brings 3 new characters, a new track, multiple karts, and around half a dozen or more skins every single month. Did you really think that they would bring this? If you did, props to you. But I think I can say, most players did not expect the game to have this much content when we saw that initial launch trailer. So some of you might be scratching your head and simply saying, so what? And to me, I think this is actually a really important thing to be looking at. See, look back again to the launch of CTR Nitro Fueled. Again, compare it to today. A lot has changed. More tracks, more characters, item balancing, super engine added to online, new driving style, and the cherry on top of this racing sundae, engine swaps, allowing you to play any character that you want in any style you want. Do you see where this video is going? Do you see what's happening to CTR? It is changing and evolving. Now, this is something that I truly think is quite interesting and ultimately incredibly unique. Let me explain why. The game was marketed and talked about as a remake following the same path of the Crash Bandicoot N. Sane and Spyro Reignited trilogies. Now, did we expect there to be some more content like online play and, well, judging by the original launch trailer, new karts? Well, yeah, this was expected because the game itself is quite short, so it would be hard to validate buying or even making CTR without at least online play, but like I said, it was much more than expected. However, all the additional content that we didn't expect to be dropped, it wasn't all dropped in one go. These changes and implementations have been consistently added month to month, changing and evolving. The game started as, like I said, a remake. It was marketed as a remake and was sold as a remake with some more extra bells and whistles than the original. Again, I can hear people say, Canadian Guy, most games nowadays are like that. They sometimes get more content than they did at launch. What's your point? You're right. Certain games release one way, and through patches and additives, it can change quite a bit compared to when it launched. But how this game is unique is that it was viewed and marketed as a remake of the original game. But as time goes on, more and more is added to the game. And as more is added, the game actually starts to walk away from its identity being a remake, but almost an entirely new game on its own. Why this is unique is that the core of the game is still ingrained in the original concept of this being a remake or remaster, but if the game continues on the path it's going on, it'll be its own standalone game and stray away from being just a remake. And if I'm going to be honest, I think this is an amazing thing that's happening. Let me explain why. See, I will be the first to admit when I had heard the rumors of CTR coming, I was adamant. I was basically thinking, another remake in the Crash franchise? See, I saw the remakes of Crash and Spyro as training wheels for Activision to figure out from the ground up how the originals were made so that the respective crews could make a future for these IPs and know what to do with them because they followed the footsteps of the original developers. So I had thought and was curious as to why another remake so soon after the first. I was left with mixed feelings. Now, though I thoroughly enjoyed the original CTR, another one of my main issues was that, well, there wasn't going to be a lot of content, as competitors like Mario Kart 8 have way more tracks, way more customization, and way more characters. There was only one Crash Team Racing that had come out on the PlayStation 1, which compared to today's standards was extremely limited in power. How were they going to bring it back and have it compete with the other kart racers? But see, I was stuck in the mindset of Crash and Spyro, where they tried to be as close as possible to the original with a few tweaks here and there. While yes, the core of the game is still that basic concept of the original games, the small amount of content in the original game turned out to be a completely blank canvas for Beenox to show what they can do. We saw the results of the training wheels from both Vicarious Visions and Toys for Bob in the form of the Crash and Spyro trilogies, but now we have to wait to see how they do without those training wheels in future iterations of Crash and Spyro. But with Beenox, we literally have seen the results of the training wheels, but the same result is now slowly transitioning into a product with no training wheels at all. Do you understand what I'm trying to get at? The game is evolving so much month to month that by the end of its updates, it will be a different game than what was originally launched. The original game was quite amazing, but like every game, it has issues. Now, I believe that this is important for the future so that when and if there's going to be a future to Crash Team Racing, which there better be or I swear on a Tim Horton Timbit I'll lose it, they can take this essentially new product and use it as the foundation for the next game. They are already experimenting with new stuff for online play and experimenting with the current game's mechanics to really find the perfect balance. When Nitro Fuel's run is done, I believe that Beenox is going to take it and make it as the basis for the next CTR, thus creating a racing game that would be so well put together because of the many updates to the game previously before to make it what it is today. CTR Nitro Fueled has not only become a fantastic racing game and a worthy remake of the original, but it has also become a celebration of all characters of all genres from the Crash universe. Characters like Tawna, the Nitro Squad, Crunch Bandicoot, heck, even Nina Cortex and Spyro the Dragon are here. And this is not even the last of the characters. Even more are on the way. Essentially, Beenox is taking the core of the original game as their basis instead of rebuilding the game's mechanics from the ground up like other racing iterations of Crash Team Racing, and they likely are going to be figuring out the best blueprints possible through trial and error in Nitro Fueled to be able to create an amazing future for this franchise. In my opinion, this is incredibly unique and is amazing to see where Beenox takes this game in the future. By the way, a huge shout out to my Patreons and sponsors on the channel. I appreciate your support and letting me be able to do this full time as I got a family to feed. If you want to support the channel, the Patreon is in the description below, and be sure to subscribe for more nostalgic content. And while you're at it, why not check out another video I recently made? Anyway guys, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.